Okay, so this video, I'll be looking at this Peugeot vehicle on the screen. So this is 508, and this is a second generation 508, popularly known as R8. That's the code Peugeot gave the vehicle. It's just like the previous one, the predecessor, which is regarded as W2. You could say W28, W28. Is it W28 or W23? Um, no, but short form W2. Then this one, um, this started in 2018, the production, up to date. So the only thing they did was it was revised. Is it 2022 or 2023? They facelifted it. So um it's actually a good looking car. I know. 5.4 is a mid-size vehicle. It has came in the form of saloon and estate, that's wagon. So it's a big improvement on the earlier model in terms of at least the looks. So something about the looks completely different. Um, has a much lower ground clearance. I don't. Well, from the picture, it appears so. You know. When you look at here, you can see it has the rear seat. It's not like the front one, so it has that kind of coupe design, even though it's not a coupe. Maybe because the first generation there was no coupe, so they decided to mix it together, the saloon, as if it's a coupe. So this one they ended up making it what's it called, fastback. Hold on. So because of that, you have issue with the rear headroom. So if you are tall like me, you are not going to be comfortable on the rear seat. So in other words, the first generation 508 looks more of executive than this. This is more sporty. So personally, I wouldn't call this an executive car. It is, probably on paper, but looking at it, no, it's not. It's a sporty saloon vehicle. So it's not by any means an executive sedan car. So um let's look at the can see this picture didn't show it very well. But point is the headroom is very poor, the rear one. So I've seen videos. I've actually sat on the front seat, but not on the rear one. So what's the point? I've seen people that are even taller than and still they didn't sit comfortable on the back seat. So in other words, it's okay, for what it is. Um, it's okay. Like I said, it's just a sporty saloon. Just let's leave it like that. Um, trying to find the interior makes sense. That's the best selling point of the car. Interior. At that time in 2018, I think this was the best interior. Okay, no, 3008 came out with something similar. So this is more like a copy. 3008 interior was what was it, 2016? No, not 2016, or around that time. I'm not mistaken. That the what's the name? I'm trying to remember that code. So so this kind of was a copy of the 3008. So it looks okay. Makes sense. Even the gear lever is almost identical. The dashboard is instrument panel different. But you can see this piano button style, which was launched in the first project car this was launched with was 3008, if I'm not mistaken. Um, mm, yeah, it's okay. I don't think there's any other thing to really look at. Unless obviously Michelin tires, that's what they call it. This is what 18. Okay, not bad. This is an average size. I was thinking probably 20, or at least minimum 19. Didn't know it's even 18. Okay, so like I said, it's a sporty car, and what I will tell you is this car, in terms of okay, because it's still newer, so I can't say durability. But in terms of what people call reliability, it's much better than the previous 508. That I can tell you. Um, Let me show you the engine. Now it has how many engines? Not much, five or so. I think it has only one diesel engine or two max. One of them is the underpowered diesel, if not the only diesel, is the one with 1.5 liter engine, diesel HEI engine. That one comes in manual transmission. It's the slowest. It's the slowest 508. I rate 508. So um personally I wouldn't recommend you people buying that. Unfortunately, that's the only one that had manual. If the petrol ones with higher power had manual, that makes sense. But then they put it on the slowest among them, because of the low power. Don't even know how many horsepower there. So now this is, if I'm not mistaken, this should be the THP 225. So it has turbocharged engines. I'm not sure it has any non-turbocharged petrol engine. Like I'm talking about pure tech with three-cylinder engine. I don't know for sure. It's possible, but I do know all the ones I've seen. Majority that I've seen here in Nigeria that have opened the bonnet, um, sat inside, were all. In fact, the ones I saw in were THP 181. That's basically THP 180 engine, petrol, which has more power than the previous 508, which has a maximum for petrol, maximum of 163 horsepower with two, is it 240 Newton meter ton? I think 240. So not much power So but this one has more power. At least I only remember the HP. I don't know about the torque for the THP 180 or 183, but if you want the high end petrol one without diesel, what's it called? Electric motors. Yeah, like hybrid. They have the hybrid, that have work with the electric motor. Yeah, electric motor. Yeah, is it? No, hybrid has electric battery. So those ones, yeah, will probably have more power or less, but than the 225. But then it means you have to worry about petrol engine and also the electric battery, the rest. So this one is 225. The only issue I know this engine, as in when compared to the old 508 or to the earlier THP engine, this is among the best. This THP 225, like I said, when it comes to the one reliability, it's scored very high. Yes, very, very high. Much better than the old one. The only issue I know this one have is cylinder head cover. That's what we regard as valve cover. Let me show you guys. Um, it's not exactly like this. However, the point is, well, this like the old engine, the older THP engine, like THP 156, T163. You see something like this. So this is the major weakness of that engine. The current THP 180, especially the 180 version. THP 180 version or 181 version. Yeah, this is their main issue. They tend to fail. And once they fail, start losing power, hard start, so many symptoms. So um, you just have to replace. Once it fails, you have to replace the entire cover. Which this one too do fail, the older ones, but they just that it's not it's the for the older one they have other issues. So if the other one, if this is the only problem they have, other like other 508, then you trust me, nobody will be running away from them if this was the only problem. So I think what Peugeot did was when he merged with BMW to produce THP engines earlier, the ones you find in 207 to 308 T7. Those time they were like a new system. They were trying to figure it out. So that's why it was a trial engine. You could tell those early Peugeot cars with this engine had so many engine issues. So BMW left, Peugeot continued with it and kept revising. So to me, they actually got it right. Of course, there could be still room for improvement, but then they did a lot. They tried a lot on this R8 engine. So they really tried. I'll give it to them. So because of that, it makes sense to buy the petrol engine. Unlike the other 508, the W2, where the petrol engines were being people were scared, even up till now. I mean, that's not it's the least desirable engine in 508, as far as, especially in Europe. Over here in Nigeria, because we don't drive diesel, so people have to put up with that THP engines. So, but this one, no, it makes a lot of sense. Now, in terms of power, THP 225, that what I mean is about 223 horsepower. That's the mass without any hybrid or electric motor attached. So, for a car like this, is to be honest, it was below my expectation. I was expecting more than even 250 horsepower. Fortunately, produce 225. There's not much difference between 225 and the normal 3.0 V6 natural aspirated engine. I can understand why, maybe because of emission and the rest, but still, you know, um, some people will consider it. See, the others who look at this and say, hey, that's impressive. Let's probably be using all this EW10 engine. I mean, or EW series engines. That's not all though. If EW12, yeah, at least it will get some power. No, it's like TU5 JP4 engine, all those ones with 110 or 5 horsepower. I mean, those are the ones that when you see here of 225, they will feel that his power is that huge. Not really. I mean, if you own a V6 Peugeot car produced from the late 90s till 2010 or 2009, it's basically the same power. Because even the new meter talk is for that 225. I'm not there. There are quite a number of them. Are even 180 horsepower, not even 225 horsepower. So the 225 horsepower or 223. Okay, let's just leave it at 225. The NM is 300. Yeah, 300 torque. I mean, 407 V6 is 295. So it's the same torque. So and the power close, the horsepower I mean, 220, 225, 20, 2000, 211. What's the difference? Additional amount, 10 horsepower difference or thereabout, about 10 or 12. So there's not much. That's my point. I know some people don't really care when it comes to this. All the guys move. For me, I see it as if I'm upgrading, the car better have more power than my previous one. That's how I see it when it comes to cars. Now there are times that maybe power might not be your priority on a particular car, based on maybe it has for example, I had my 406 before my 7 came and my 407 coupe came. Same power, but my 406 still remain the fastest among them. But then I got this other one because of they are all fast, but at least there are some things they can provide for me, which my 406 I was not able to provide ever since I got in before this other one started coming. So I was okay, fine. So for this kind of car that looks very sporty and this new, so if I'm shifting from my 406 to this, and it's almost the same quickness. In fact, 406 even appears to be faster. I'm not sure. Somebody did a test. Now, this is not Peugeot claim. So I don't know what Peugeot says this actual how fast this is. But two people, I watched the video. One of them did this engine, because this R850 comes with 8-speed automatic, that's E88, 8-speed automatic transmission. So he tried it two times. No, two persons did the test, because I know when it comes to 0 to 100 kilometers per hour high speed acceleration, or 0 to 60, acceleration. Yeah, you can't really get it. It might not be the first time you tried it, you get close to what the manufacturer claims. Sometimes you may do the test like up to 5 times, because there are variables that can actually affect the power of the engine drop, going to the ground. If you launch it too much, the tire will just spin out of control. By the time it will grip, seconds have gone. So you can't get it, you can't use that, you know. Or you could launch it and, for example, in fact, it's hard to get on manual transmission. Remember, I've done it on my 407. I posted it, my 407 Coupe V6. Peugeot said, in fact, I did it with my when the I did the conversion to 5 speed. So Peugeot said it's 8.4 seconds, 0 to 100. So I think I did it about 3 or 4 times before I got that 8.4 seconds. Sometimes I will overrate the RPM, but I'll, hit it one, two, and before you know it, it has hit the red line. And if you don't shift on time, you just keep bouncing there. So you wasted your time, because it's no longer getting more speed at that time. This vehicle speed is not increasing. Then you ought to have shifted it. So automatic is even better. When you put it on automatic, especially on sport mode, it will be able to control itself. But then that launch time, that time you press it, if you don't get it very well, it will spin, and you lose the time. By the time it will grip and start pulling up, 2 or 3 seconds must have passed, if not more seconds. So two persons have done it. The reason why I'm explaining is for you to understand that sometimes it won't be that easy to get. It could be the first time you try it, you get that factory claim of 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. So two persons done it. They did a video. They did tested it like 4 times or so, and they were all able to get about 8 point something, 8 point something. You know, yeah, 406 or 7 point. So 406 V6 manual 7 point something. No, I haven't done it. I haven't done that test on 406, but I know definitely my 407 coupe V6 manual. I know definitely that it's not my 406 is faster than the car. So if that one could do 8.4, as in me, I even published the video. Everybody can go there and watch it. Publish the video when I did, I got that 8.4. So if my 407 heavier and not as fast as my 406 V6 manual can actually get 8.4 or average or achieve that 8.4, it means my 406 most likely will be about 7.4, 7.5 or something. Yet it's faster than this. I don't know why you see. I don't see where you see. So I like the car, but one of the had okay, let's put there. Had it been this car had a manual transmission, this one. I'm talking about this engine. No, not this one. The 225 horsepower. I hope that is the engine. I know this one of the petrol engines on the RH508. I don't know if this is exactly the 225 HP. So if this car with this 225 HP has the 6-speed manual transmission, now you get my attention. In this case, I may not care whether it's faster than my 406 or not. At least I get to enjoy, the car. I mean, look at it, the car makes sense. So it mustn't be about speed. But then at the end of the at the end of the day, there's nothing that will make me ever, ever give or as in live with the fact that it's automatic transmission. Nothing. I would rather stay with what I have or walk away from Peugeot company, which is basically, people have been watching me, of course, or people who are close to me, they know. I have plans for other brand of cars. It's not only Peugeot. For me, Peugeot, just like every other brand, I'll stop making powerful manual cars. The last time they did it was in 2015. And they did turbo, even the other ones they did, and probably continue to do are mostly turbo. Powerful though, 4 cylinders. But then, I will always choose naturally aspirated over turbo engine. It's just me. As a technician that diagnose and fix these cars, I know the deal. As in, I'm more comfortable with naturally aspirated. The turbo might be faster in taking off and the rest. In fact, 0.60 is expected to be faster for turbo engine than natural aspirated V6 engine. In most cases, not all the time. So, but man, the turbo lacks the sound, that interesting V6 or V8 sound. You know, um, the way it accelerates is not as good as when you are pushing the VC. The VC, once you start getting close to the red line, the rumble just and what kind of rumble sound it makes that guy you want to keep listening to that sound. You know, go and drive any 6-cylinder engine, you will understand what I'm saying. No matter how bad that or sluggish that vehicle is with that engine, once you press it hard, you will hear the sound. Not all VC sound the same. Sound, they use exhaust to enhance the sound, which is what you now find in most turbocharged 4-cylinder engine or 3-cylinder engine. They tend to use this exhaust. So these days, they even use speakers, radio speakers. They connect it to engine sound or electronic to make the sound like if it's an aggressive engine, but the engine actually doesn't sound that good. There's a turbocharged engine in Peugeot car that I also put one electronic device somewhere here, like THP 270, is it THP 200? There's one electronic device that looks like a flow meter. that are mounted here. Probably that's even this one. Okay, I don't think so. So I prefer it make the sound very aggressive when you accelerate very hard. But not necessarily the engine sound, but just that thing that makes this make that sound. So um I'm not saying I'm ruling out completely that um no turbo for me, but I'm saying once the option of a V6 natural aspirated manual, even if from another brand, I'm okay with that. You know. So my point is, I will always choose it as long as the vehicle the engine is something I can deal with. The systems, that the car I find it also attractive enough. Even if I have no knowledge about the brand injection system, I will learn it. Come on, I'm a technician. I don't need to go and go to school to learn something that the knowledge is already there. All I need is understand the differences between these two systems, injection systems. Each brand have like a format they follow for all their systems. Even as they are upgrading, you see that it's almost the same. They're all similar, but the other brand too have its own. But then, like I said, once you have that general knowledge, you'll be able to. All you need to understand this is this sensor, this sensor, and this works with this. There could be some systems introduced on a particular model from a different brand that you won't find on this. All you need is you learn that one. Okay, how does it work with this? When you are troubleshooting, you can use it to know this kind of symptom. Could it come from there? Even if the scan tool is not showing you exactly the cause, there are some issues that could come up even from your experience on this thing. At least you can narrow it down. That even put this kind of okay, it could be these two, three things. So you can manually check them and then figure out which one could be the cause. So my point is, this guy is good. So if you are into automatic, powerful automatics, you will enjoy this car. That's all I can say. Or even if you are into manual, I mean, look at the interior; it makes a lot of sense. You know, even if you are into manual, but you wouldn't mind this one since it's automatic. No, since the car looks good, so why not? Why not? The car makes sense. Look at it. That's why I say it's a sporty saloon. It's not necessarily an executive vehicle. Uh, could say yeah, a little bit lousy. Yeah, it is. It's a lousy car, but based on the shape, not necessarily a full luxury vehicle. It's just more sport. There's something I don't like about this R8. Let me point it out. You see this rear light? I just despise it. See this thing? I don't know whether it's the entire thing or just the entire rear. No, I think the problem is this. You see this? Hmm, don't find it attractive. It makes the car dullish to me. I don't. I don't know. It just. I was discussing with somebody the other day. Say he likes the car and wouldn't mind to buy one, but the rear end it keeps putting him off from buying this car. I wouldn't blame him. Even before he said that, I was like, am I the only one that notices that? Well, some people will like it. I just don't. They revised the Peugeot, this 508. They revised it, made it, but I didn't even notice much difference. You know, the only selling point, in fact, the only thing I find attractive here is the front. I mean, come on, this can make sense. This can make sense. Look at the front. I mean, the design is something else. It is. Don't think any brand has been able to win over this model of 508. It's just among the best, if not the best that time. At that time when they designed and launched this car, it was like the best looking sedan or saloon you could ever find uh, uh, in the market at that time. He has an estate as well, you know. So now this ones, the engines I talk about here for um European market. I don't know about China. The one thing I know about China, they do sometimes they produce Peugeot cars. They assemble or produce Peugeot, but then they sometimes they use different engines, even more powerful than the one assembled in Europe and Asia, other Asian markets. So that's one thing. I'll maybe do a different video for Chinese market. This model and the earlier model too, the W2508, they have their own engines aside these ones. I'll do a video on that. So maybe you might look at least for those in Nigeria, is their car, theirs is a left-hand drive. So if you can import their vehicles, you know, and um, so like I said, this is the only major issue or main weakness of the THP engines on this R8508. That's engine wise. This is their only main weakness. Every other thing will just be like normal wear and tear. So Intel to me is a big win if this is the only problem. I'm not saying it will be cheap, but at least you know that your problem is half solved. All you need is get this one, keep, or anytime it fails, you swap in. It shows the normal symptom of failure of cylinder head gasket. Um, you know, there's something else I want to talk about this car. Now, if you live in a country like Nigeria and you are interested in this car, I advise you to not to buy the one with adaptive shock absorber or adaptive suspension. By adaptive, I mean shock absorber or suspension like the one, or shock absorbers, in fact, like the one in 407 V6, 607 V6. Don't buy it if right now if you live in Nigeria. Yeah, what I mean is make sure the one you are buying does not come with that adaptive suspension. If it fails on you, wow, unless you have the money. Standard one is not the problem. The normal shock absorber, those the adaptive one, those electronically controlled one. Wow. Somebody's one failed recently. This average, so I went there, so I saw the car at the workshop. So they made a call, nobody they couldn't find it. Even in Lagos, you had the sell scrap car, that's used cars, they import used cars and sell. Couldn't find it. Eventually, is it ASD Motors here in Abuja? Said they had it. How much? One unit, one piece. I think 700 and something thousand naira. Just one, not two, not three, not four. One piece. That was this thing happened early this year, 2024. So who knows how much now? I don't even know whether they have it. Maybe what they will charge to import one. I don't even know. I was like, hey, that's enough. I mean, 700,000. Yeah, you might not buy another car, but that's small money. You could buy a small car. No. I mean, about is this shock absorber? Understand what I mean by shock absorber? This it doesn't mean it will last longer than the standard one. Don't get that's mistake most people make. Just because it's more expensive doesn't mean it's just like it's more sportier. You will enjoy driving it in sport mode than the standard one. But it doesn't mean it will last longer than those standard cheaper ones. So if you live in a country in Nigeria where you know the road condition is not that favorable for cars, especially sporty cars like this. So it means you will constantly be failing. So it means every now and then you'll be coming out like ₦1 million to change only one shock absorber. And then if two happens, okay, yeah, I know you might have the money, but then you won't find it funny all the time where you have to spend a million. You won't even like driving the car if you have to be changing the shock absorber, spending that much. So I know people always, this car is fine, I'll buy it and that. Like I said, as an expert here, I'm telling you, you can buy. However, check whether that one has the adaptive or variable shock absorbers. or ignore me and buy until you hear that. You understand, so I think that's all I have to say about that. It's fine, fine, enjoy. I will encourage the reason why I recommend this car highly is much better than the previous 508. It's much better, I'm telling you that. Yeah, you could say in terms of the interior size, it's not as roomy as that one. Remember, this one they did it in a sports form, as if it's a coupe, but not a coupe. But but they just made it to be more sporty and fun. So in other words, the other one could serve you more like executive, but this one more like you know just fast sedan car. It's not a high performance car, but you can have fun, enjoy. The power is not that so much great. But if you've never owned a V6, wow, you will really enjoy the car because I just wish okay, let me not say I wish they did make it more powerful, which I would have preferred, but it's still meaningless. Even if they make it 300 horsepower, still meaningless to me. I'm not saying to any other person. As long as it does not have manual transmission, that's my only issue with the car, nothing else. So if it's not a big deal for you, manual transmission, the automatic is okay for you, or you would prefer that, then anything I'm saying here means nothing as far as in terms of preference for the car. So I think that's all. So till my next video.